This is probably my 12th recording of this intro. I am back, and I'm back with a face reveal, and I'm playing Factorio, as you can see on the screen. Now, the whole point of this is the revival of my YouTube channel. I need to make that good YouTube money, so I'm playing Factorio because I can push up view time. It's kind of. I'll give a brief explanation about the game. As you can see, I'm busy deforesting. I'm setting up miners as a YouTuber. Miners, I kind of just craft a few more things, mine a few more things, up until I can actually start building a factory. Because at the moment it's like dog shit slow. I am struggling. So like on the screen at the moment, like live feed on the screen, you can see there's 4 red squares. That's my pollution. I need to keep that down, which I'm probably not gonna do. I'm gonna just kind of blaze over it, just cause more pollution, more eco damage. I think that's the right word. It might not be. And I need to avoid eco protesters. So in the top right hand corner, there's a group of them that live there. Like a little hippie camp, basically. I need to avoid them, and the only way to really avoid them is kind of just build a bigger factory, get bigger guns, actually move forward. So I spent the next, I think this was 20 minutes. This is probably 20 minutes. I think it was 20 minutes. I spent the next 20 minutes harvesting stuff, setting up more miners, setting up furnaces. You kind of name it. I did it. Not like crimes, because I try to stay out of trouble. My mom would not be very happy if I committed more crimes. Not that I committed any crimes, I kind of just have to avoid committing a crime. Various crimes would be a problem as well. It's not just that it's one or many, it's both. So like, I'm just playing Factorio and uploading YouTube videos of me awkwardly standing in front of basically a very green sheet right now. Anyway, so as I'm progressing, I start realizing one thing, and there's a reason why I kind of thought I would do this video, and that's for the Lazy Bastard Challenge. Now, the point of the Lazy Bastard Challenge is to only craft up to 111 items manually. I've already crafted 72 because I needed a ton of miners and furnaces, and kind of that's where it went downhill. I started crafting more. The count understandably went up, because that's how counting works. I still had to craft like labs. I still had to craft automatic crafters, and those were expensive recipes. There was no way around this. I already knew something was off. I did not want to say that something was off. I was trying to stay oblivious to the fact that something was off. I just kind of pushed, kind of move forward, that thing. The number steadily went up. It was not very great. I started realizing that stress is a real thing. I thought it was fake this whole time. Same with anxiety. That's not something that exists in my vocabulary. As you can hear, I speak fluently. The numbers steadily went up, and kind of the air started getting thinner. I Icarused a bit. And of course the inevitable would happen, and it kind of did. you know. There was only one way around this, and you would think it's restarting the game, and you would be kind of right, you know, almost right. But there was another solution that I had to try first, which wasn't really a solution. It was more just kind of a cop-out. It was a comedic bit for the video that kind of I had to achieve so that I could extend my view length. That's one tip for all of you YouTube people. So I set out for an adventure. Now, the adventure was understandably risky. It was one that I would not return from, and I'm running to the top right hand corner of the map, exactly where the other eco-protesters are. This is foreshadowing. Me literally telling you is foreshadowing. And of course the friends came to visit. So I promptly died.
2,000 years later.
You know, I kind of just restarted my game at that point. It was the only real solution I had. Really moving forward, this time redoing it well. You know. Failing again. That was not great, because that was probably another 30 minutes of time wasted. So I went back to the drawing board, and I just redid everything from scratch again. Destroyed the little, you know, kind of spaceship that falls out of the sky. Started recrafting everything, really keeping an eye on that number of items that, you know, I was only allowed to craft. This time it kind of went better, but it was so slow. You know, kind of I just amused myself, if you know what I mean. Just kind of running in circles, waiting for stuff to smelt, moving the smelters, moving the miners, and just gradually, like, you know, the initial bit was very slow because I was just hand chopping like iron ore, I was hand chopping like stone and copper and coal, and just at one point I actually went to make a coffee, so I kind of just had the recording software like run. That was in an attempt to push up the kind of the recording time. That's going back to the earlier part of me rambling. That's how you get more YouTube viewers. There's no other way to get more YouTube viewers than to add fluff to your videos. The numbers stood stagnant for quite some time, and then just started pushing upwards as I started figuring out, you know, kind of this is what I had to craft. It got scary. I started the research for the automation stuff. It had to, you know, it needed more stuff that had to be crafted so that I could actually start doing the research. So I was like already at this point kind of freaking out, like, oh shit, you know, things are gonna go bad again. This is screaming bad, baby bad. That must be from a song. I don't know where. I'm just kind of saying things. The research went successful. Of course it would. I only had one thing left to craft, which was the assembling machine, and it was, you know, kind of this raw moment for it all. But as I was crafting this stuff, of course, you know, my heart was like really, you know, both sitting in my throat and my ass at the same time. So, you know, kind of almost died. I barely made it. Literally barely made it. I can only craft one item and then I failed the challenge. So I started harvesting more stuff, started setting up my crafters, started setting up more furnaces, my pollution started spreading, I started worrying again that, you know, I accidentally click in my inventory to craft something. It kind of went well at this point because, you know, I knew what I was doing. So the only solution was to kind of start with the American schooling system. Start the research for American schooling. And it went well. I researched because I had the automatic crafter, so I had nothing to worry about at this point at all. I could move forward with my life. I could forget the ex and the kids that I left at the lake to start my new life. Yeah, that was a funny bit. I got my military stuff researched. I was able to start, crafting guns now, taking care of not. I don't want to call them native inhabitants because that kind of feels a bit like racist, kind of a bit colonially as to my solution to taking care of them. They're eco-protesters, I had paintings and they wanted to throw soup on them, so I had to protect my paintings, and so I got my guns. I was ready, kind of just standing, just waiting ready. So I dropped off my items. This was where I was gonna go. I was gonna go and take care of the enemy. I was gonna go and kill the enemy. This was gonna be how I save my base.